Hello, Rory Dowse here from Cano Piano, and today we're going to look at Chopin's Waltz in A minor.
Cano Piano, cultivate, create, communicate.
So Chopin's Waltz in A minor, this little piece is ideal for you if you're at the early intermediate to advanced beginner level, and it goes something like this. So we have that waltz feel, that feel of three in a bar, and this is Chopin. So the first thing that you want to do with this piece is get really comfortable with the melody. So I'd be playing the melody first of all and just singing it. And you'll notice there a couple of things. The first thing is I'm not always playing it strictly in time. And the other thing is that there's certain parts that just kind of seem to crescendo, diminuendo, maybe even get a little faster, a little slower in places. So we'll look at how all of that works. The first consideration, I think, with that is, aside from getting comfortable with the notes and the rhythms, is looking at the slurs in this piece. And the slurs are those little wavy lines that look like that. Any of these theory terms, by the way, if you don't feel so familiar with those, you may want to check out our theory courses to really bring you up to speed with that. But these little slurs we have, it seems to kind of be strong at the start and then kind of trail off. So it's like so the first note of the slur is strong, the last note is weak. Everything else in between is legato. And we have two just in the first two bars. So what I would do is I'd drop my wrist in the first part and then lift up to make it softer. And it seems to kind of trail off here on those C's. Two kind of portato, maybe staccato notes, shorter anyway. And then, again, same idea, strong here and then soft. So we've got and fingering-wise, I think what I do there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, and then 2, 3, 4. Because the effect then is like this. Actually, now that I've noticed that, I'm doing a slightly different fingering. Yeah, no, I still think that 3-4 works. I would stick with that. And by the way, you might say, well, why do you want to get a different finger on the same note? Surely you just go 4, 4, and then you'd move. And the reason is that when we use the same finger, we get a sound that sounds like pretty much similar to what came before. And of course, we know that when a singer sings, they're varying the tone all the time, depending where they are in the phrase, just for that expressive shape. And to do that, we want to use the inequality of the fingers to our advantage. Well, what does that mean? Well, when you're starting to learn the piano, you probably notice that all the fingers don't have the same weight, right, or the same strength. And 1, 2, and 3 are strong, and 4 and 5 are weak, with differences in between, like first finger's generally strongest, and third, and second, and fifth, and fourth, from strongest to weakest. So that sort of inequality of strength between the fingers is usually something that we want to be training out, right? We want to be training, doing like exercises for evenness of tone, so that we've got the equality between the fingers. That's great, because it means you've got the control when you need it. But what's wonderful about Chopin's music is the way he kind of writes it and designs it is that it kind of fits the hand beautifully, because the strong notes generally tend to come on the strong fingers, and then the weaker notes come on the weaker fingers. It's what makes Chopin's music so beautiful to play and to listen to. It's so wonderfully symptomatic and idiomatic of like a piano tone, but also like a vocal tone. He kind of brings that together, which is just extraordinary. But here at the start of this music, you don't want it to be the same. You don't want... It's too flat, right? You want... You just hear that slight difference, that slight nuance in the C's, between the C's. And that's, not only kind of working with like how things would go if you were to sing this piece, but it's also working with the meter or the time signature of the piece. Because in 3/4, as you might already know, the first beat of the bar is the strongest, then the second one's slightly weaker, and the third one is weaker still. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that sense of metric structure, the strong beats and then the weak beats kind of coming together, that gives a natural kind of poetry and almost rhyme to the music. So you want to be kind of aware of that as you're playing. Playing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So the overall effect then is 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So let's carry on with the right hand of that. We've got here, again, your edition may have a different fingering written in. Here, there's a couple of things you could do. You could do this fingering, which is starting on the second finger on the B, and you go 2, 1, 2, 5, 4, 3. Or you could go 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 3. I don't think it really matters there, to be honest. I mean, maybe you've got a personal preference. Maybe 2, 1, 2 sounds a little bit cleaner and kind of fits better with the metric structure. I might go 2, 1, 2 there if I have to choose. And then here I'm doing 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Try that again. Again, there's options there. Instead, you could go 2, 3, 2, and then substitute the third onto the E, and then 2, 3. I'll show you that again. 2, 3, 2, substitute to 3, 2, 3. Let's see which sounds better.